That man is official now, boy. He got the director's cut or whatever that thing is called. I don't even
shout
know.
out Jarrell. Shout out Jarrell.
Shout out to the homie Jarrell for that, man. Now it's even more annoying. So it's all good. Normally we have a jingle, but Wes isn't here yet. He'll come later. But we're just going to jump right into it. What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Evan. It's Everest. Midweek Athlete Pod. We have a special guest with us. Everest, introduce our guest, man.
All right. We got a former head coach of Rice, former head coach of Morehouse, currently the coach, assistant analyst at Western Michigan. We do have Gerad Wilcher in the building.
Yeah.
Good to be here, fellas. Good to be here.
Man, thank you for taking the time to pull up on us and record an episode. But before we get started, our thoughts and prayers are with the families and those that are dealing with that in New Orleans. Awful situation going into the new year. So, I mean, our thoughts and prayers are with you guys, those that are affected. I mean, New Orleans is a resilient city as it is, but it's just crazy to start the new year on that. So, like I said, our thoughts and prayers are with you guys on that. So, Everest, where you want to start at, man?
We can just go ahead and jump right into it, man.
You can cross, Willie.
Yeah, bro.
Come on now.
The people know you, bro. The people know you.
I'm going to say the people know you already.
The people know you. All right. Coach Gerard, so we go ahead and say, how was your season this year at Western Michigan?
You know what? It was a good season. We finished 6-6, made it to a bowl game. I believe it was only the 12th bowl game in the school history.
Wow.
They've been playing football for like 100 years, so of course 12 is not a lot, but it was great. We finished with the number one offense in the league, scoring offense, so I was very excited to be a part of that. So it was just a great year, tremendous kids, and I thought the guys did a great job.
That's good.
Yeah, that's good. Hopefully, open up some more doors or whatever.
Absolutely. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, man. All right. So, being an HBCU coach, I had to ask, how do you feel about Deion's impact when he came? He made the whole thing about HBCU. How do you feel like he impacted the HBCU culture?
So I think Deion has done a tremendous job. He has a platform, he has a voice, and he's done a great job. But the thing that people forget, there were a lot of NFL guys who had gone to HBCUs before him, but none of them have the mouthpiece like Deion has, right?
Yeah.
He's very articulate. He can explain himself. I mean, he's super sharp, and he already had a following, so it just worked. And he started at a place like Jackson State, so it just worked. There's been other guys who have been at like Morgan or Delaware State or Alabama A&M. They just didn't quite have – first of all, they didn't have the personality or the mouthpiece, and then they didn't have the platform. Like everybody forgets Eddie George is at Tennessee State. He's doing a great job.
Shout out to Eddie George.
Shout out to Eddie George. Ohio State legend. You know what I'm saying?
But you don't hear from Eddie George.
Right.
Sam Shade at Miles College, great job. Former Alabama DB, played in the league. Just got the Alabama A&M job. Does a tremendous job. But Sam don't say two words. So, sometimes those guys get lost in the sauce. But kudos to Deion. I think he's doing an amazing job.
I think just to highlight on what you said, just him having that platform, right? Because now you see other players wanting to coach. Michael Vick just accepted the job. Yeah. So what do you think is going to take for those HBCUs to grow even more?
Just notoriety. And I'll tell you something, and one thing I've learned in my life, you never talk politics, right?
Right.
But Mississippi Valley State, the home of Jerry Rice, right? And they've had a bunch of other NFL dudes come out of there. They just got invited, their band, to perform at the inauguration for Trump. So a lot of people are mad that they would accept. But one thing you have to understand about, if you're into advertising at all, I mean, they're on national television. They are front and center. You can't pay for that publicity. So take it. Now,
black publicity is good publicity.
Yeah.
Black publicity is good publicity. So,
any publicity is good publicity. Yeah. Snoop taught us that. But unfortunately, they have to raise money to get there. But it's a great opportunity, and you have to take advantage of your opportunity. And a friend of mine, she came up with a statement, and I don't want to mess it up, but she said, you have to maximize the 4 corners of your opportunities.
Wow.
I was like, whoa.
I
let
get
me
that
write
right.
that
Yeah,
down.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I was going to say, I get that right off the bat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And that,
I get
that
it.
shouts out to my girl, Edie Stringfellow. She dropped
Yeah.
that. And I was like, wow, that's knowledge
That's
there.
a man.
Okay, yeah. That's a
for
good
sure.
one. Definitely got to put that one in the
Yeah,
notes.
yeah, I was going to say, I had to put that in the notes and tell my students that one. That's a knowledge bar right there for sure.
Man.
So-
Speaking of students, how that going?
We're
for
good. We're 3-0 right now.
3-0, okay. He coaches basketball.
Oh,
yeah,
awesome.
Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah. So I'm a middle school PE teacher and coach. So right now we're in the midst of basketball season. We beat Memorial, and apparently that's the first time that 7th grade A has beat Memorial in like 10 years.
Okay.
I did not know that until after the game, and so all the parents were like, "Oh, like we beat them." I was like, "Well, if y'all like it, I love it." Like,
Right.
like, let's go. So we have a tournament coming up, an 8-leaf tournament next week, and then we play Spring Branch. So Spring Branch is the top dog. So if we can get past Spring Branch, then we should be good. But yeah,
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
Best of luck to you. Yeah.
appreciate it.
How'd your football season go?
We were third
Okay. Hey, that's not bad.
overall. Hey, I mean, first time offensive coordinator, man. I
Hey,
was out
There you
there.
go. You
I
was
was-
dialing them up.
I was dialing them up,
You
man. I
dialing
was
them up.
over
Hey.
there with my clipboard. You know, the receivers would come up to me. I'm like, all right, we're gonna run Arizona yellow, block, just
Right.
man, clicking
Okay,
on all
okay,
cylinders.
okay.
So it was fun. It was
All
fun.
right. That's good to hear.
That's
It was
awesome.
fun.
All right, as we're watching some football right now, I feel like we should go ahead and jump right into this college football playoffs. And so far, so what do y'all think so far?
So we have the semifinal, Texas.
What do you think
Ohio
of the
State.
first round?
Huh?
What do you think of the first round?
I mean, a lot of teams got exposed first round. Well, I wouldn't say a lot of teams. I would say a lot of conferences got exposed first round because everybody talks about SMU and stuff like that. Like SMU got beat pretty bad.
So,
I mean-
so let me
And
tell
then,
you guys.
and then
this.
I mean, there's a couple other teams too. But yeah.
Well, let me tell you guys, I love the playoffs.
Oh yeah, I do too.
Right.
Yeah.
And I don't care about the matchups. And the reason being, I won the FCS national championship as a 12 seed. It was 16 teams.
Talk that talk, man.
So,
Okay, yeah, yeah.
we actually beat McNeese State first round.
Okay.
And then Lehigh upset Richmond. A 15 upset a 2. A 12 upset a 5. So in the second round was a 15-12 game, which nobody wants to see.
Right.
But it's great television. It's
Yeah.
like March Madness.
Hey,
right?
March Madness.
just like last night,
Right.
Arizona State almost beat Texas.
Right.
We can
almost
talk about
pulled
that
them.
later, but man,
So once we got that going, and we barely won the first game, we barely won the second game. We had to go to and part of that, because we pulled the upset and Lehigh pulled the upset, we never planned on hosting a playoff game. So then we had to scramble because we were the higher seed, figure out how to host. We did all of that. We win. Well, then we come down to Louisiana again, play Northwestern State, and we beat the brakes off of them. And all of a sudden, we're in the national championship playing Georgia Southern, who was FCS at the time. And for about 20 years, we had the highest scoring FCS national championship. We beat them 55-48.
and what year was this?
1998.
Nice.
Oh man,
Man,
yeah.
that
See,
is-
yeah. Oh man, you went on the run.
I know.
Right? and that's why I love it, because like if Boise could have figured it out against Penn State,
Man, yeah.
get hot, or Arizona State, or even, and you learn about home field advantage, because if SMU would have played Penn State in Dallas, it'd have been a different game.
That is true.
But Southern kids, no offense to you guys, Southern people, when they go up north, like their brain shuts
They've
off
never
when it
because
gets
They're
cold.
cold.
Yeah, because they
They're
never
cold.
played in that type
Never-
of cold
never played
before.
They're cold.
So it's already a psychological
Yes.
disadvantage right
Yeah.
there. It's just like when you go to Denver or like those high altitude
That's it.
places.
I'm not too bad. I don't like the matchups with the first round. I feel like I do like the 12-team playoffs, but I
do
don't like
too.
the matchups.
Yeah.
Because every team blew them out. It was
Yeah.
like blowout to blowout to blowout, which is, I feel like they could have put better matchups, so it could have been a close game. Now the second round has just been off the chain.
Right.
The
It's
second
off the chain.
round has
It's
been
off-
off the
it's
chain.
insane.
Like, shout out to Ohio State. I'm an Ohio State fan. We beat the brakes off them boys
But
at Oregon. But
when you look at other divisions, FCS, D2, D3, most of the first round games are blowouts most of the time. So, I mean, it's kind of par for the course. We're just not used to it at that level, but that's what it should be. it should be a blowout.
I mean, they are playing at home too.
Yeah,
like the
they're
first
playing
round
at home. Yeah.
It's hard to play in front of a college crowd. A college crowd is way different than an NFL crowd.
Yeah.
Like
for sure.
so, like. Yeah, I kind of understand it, but I feel like they could have had a better matchup. I feel like South Carolina should have made it.
Right.
But like Tennessee, Ohio State, that was a great matchup.
It was, but
and Ohio State beat the brakes off.
Beat the
them.
brakes off of
Yeah,
them.
beat the brakes off. Yeah.
So I mean, it kind of makes you think too. Like, is the SEC as strong as people think, in a way? Right?
Are they?
Because
I don't think
Tennessee got beat, Georgia just got beat. Right? Like it's just
not
Texas
anymore.
almost got beat.
I don't think not anymore. I think a lot of people with the player transfer, they transfer out of the SEC.
Yeah.
So like Alabama lost a lot of transfers. You know.
Yeah, and Alabama lost to Michigan, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Jesus
there's
Christ.
that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I wonder at the end of the year what the SEC's bowl game record will be.
Yeah.
That will be the true test.
Mm-hmm.
You know. But the SEC doesn't lose talent. Like, yeah, Alabama lost some dudes, but they got enough money and enough recruiting power, and they just replace them.
Yeah.
You know, it's just a difference from Nick Saban to the next head coach.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's true.
That is very true.
That is very true.
Well, this next round, we know we got Ohio State versus Texas. I'm going.
Hook 'em.
I don't know what you think is going to happen, but you
Listen. I told y'all this off camera. Shout out to my wife Sam.
Matter of fact, do you even want to get into that? Let's get into that Texas and Arizona.
But hold on. Just shout out to my wife Sam. She's a Buckeye. Shout out to my in-laws. They're Buckeyes, but it's house divided. Hook 'em, baby. Hook 'em. Let's go.
Let's just go ahead and get into this Texas Arizona State. How do you feel about that game?
Well, I mean, Texas played amazing football for the first 3 quarters. And in fourth quarter on, I don't know, like it seemed like they didn't even belong in the playoffs at that point. Like they just kind of took their foot off the gas and just like, oh, this is just Arizona State, like Big 12 team, like whatever. Man, Cam Scatterboo, turned it up.
Cam Scatterboo's a beast.
Turned it up a whole nother notch. And I mean, I was texting a couple of my friends who are also Texas fans. I'm like, I'm glad that we won because a win is a win at the end of the day, but do I feel like Texas deserved that win? No.
Well, you have to look at it like this too. Arizona State, they was scratching, right? They were surviving.
Yeah.
My Good Times reference, you know, they clawing to stay in the game, and then fourth quarter they figured out what worked. And then they stayed with it. And then, I mean, that's credit to them. It took them 3 quarters to figure it out, but their defense at least kept them in the game. So in the fourth quarter, once they figured it out, it was game on, and that's what we want to see.
Yeah, it was game on. And I mean, between Quinn Ewers, like I mean, Quinn Ewers is great, but I just don't understand, like, it's like at the most inopportune times.
I told you my thoughts. I feel like he's a good college quarterback.
But
he's not gonna be
NFL ready?
Yeah, I don't think he's NFL ready.
That's debatable. And then that kicker, I'm going to look right into one of these cameras. If you miss another 2 field goals, I will drive to Austin personally, and we're going to have a conversation. I don't want to make no threat because, you know, I don't want to get canceled, but we're going to have a conversation. I know where the Austin airport at.
Yo, that first miss, I was like, okay. But when he shanked the second one, I was like, oh no.
And you could and the crazy thing is you could tell, like, that first one he missed it not wide right, but he missed it to the right. So he's like, okay, let me straighten it up. Went the complete opposite way and then hit the. I'm like, oh my Jesus, dude! Like, figure it out, please.
That whole game, instead of that targeting call, I just can't get over that 4th and 10 call. Like, by Arizona State, and it's just driving me insane.
Well, I got some bad news for you. There's not very many 4th and 10 calls on the call sheet.
I know as a defense, like
4th and 10, there's no good.
Right.
Especially if you don't have a dude that you can just throw the ball to.
Well,
like the receiver at Ohio State.
Jeremiah Smith.
That's just better than everybody else. Now, 4th and 10 with Jeremiah Smith, I feel all right because I'm throwing the ball to him.
I'm saying for Arizona State, like what were you guys thinking? Like, they sent like 6 or 7 guys on 4th and 10.
Yeah.
I mean, luckily
it played in our favor. He threw it right to our safety.
He threw a touchdown. He threw a touchdown. Like, to say, like, all you had to do is you could have went cover 2 right there. Could have went cover 3, cover 4. I don't know anything else. Put your people back.
Just put them back.
It's 4th and 10.
Just put them back.
Like, it's 4th and 10. You don't need to blitz 7 people or 6 or 7 people. And I just think that was the call that just lost him the game. I mean, the targeting call really lost him the game.
So do you feel like it should have been targeted?
Yeah, he hit him in the head.
Do you feel like it should
I
have
do.
been
Face,
I do.
Yeah.
Face to face,
I'll
you
agree.
hit him in the target.
As a Texas fan, I agree that should have been
Not
called
only that, he knocked him out.
Yeah, he did.
By the definition of what the rule is today, that is targeting.
Right.
In my heart of hearts, I'm like, no, that's a great football play.
Right.
But sticking to the letter of the law and the way it's usually officiated, I don't see how they justify not calling that
Do
targeting.
you think, and you brought this up earlier, kind of about politics, do you think that with it being so close or so late in the game that, we can't necessarily have Arizona State go to the semifinal?
I don't think that's a
compared to
thought,
Texas?
but I definitely think sometimes the officials late in games put the flags in their pocket because they don't want to be the ones who decide the game.
Right.
Yeah.
Unless it's something just obvious. And,
that was
and it
pretty
wasn't
obvious.
That's what I thought, but it wasn't called targeting on the field, so they had to go review it, and it has to be indisputable, whatever that means.
So question about that, because you brought up the refs. Do you feel that it should be like that, like kind of across the board, where it's like football, NBA, like MLB, etc., where it's like the like where the referees just kind of let the players decide the game compared to letting the referees decide?
Yes. I mean, of course, you call the grievous things, but usually what happens in the bowl games, there's a third conference involved. So, like, you got the SEC versus the Pac-12. Well, those was probably Mountain West or Big Ten officials.
Or Big 12 officials, yeah.
No,
Correct.
not Big 12,
Okay.
Big 10.
Okay.
So they don't even allow the officials to call the game if they're involved with either conference. They bring in the third conference so that you get totally neutral officials. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. You know, I've always thought, like, with all this challenging, with the refs being so involved, I feel like they should implement, like, a challenge flag for the refs, against the refs' calls. Like, the refs just made a totally wrong call. Like,
Kinda like
let
the
me
NBA
throw,
where they do
let me throw a flag against the ref. Like, you just totally missed this call. I feel like it should be like two. Like, give me two flags for that. Like, I have two challenge flags. Give me two flags against the refs, because sometimes the refs miss calls or they make calls that are just totally bogus. And I feel like they just have a little bit too much power. Because that call should have been that call should have been called. Like,
Yeah,
I definitely agree with you. They should have called that.
Like, that's way. But other than that, 4 to 10, you don't send 7 people. Not when you're 20 yards from the end zone. That's a touchdown.
Like I said, it worked in our favor. So thank the good God.
But Arizona State, man, you guys put up a good fight.
Man, y'all did. Cam Scatterboo, dude.
You'll be drafted somewhere.
A beast.
He'll be a third, fourth rounder.
Yeah,
I think so.
solid. Yeah.
Solid third, fourth rounder.
Yeah.
You want him on the Colts?
Nah, hell no. We got Jonathan Taylor. What the fuck? Hell no. We got Jonathan Taylor. We're good.
Okay.
We're good. You see what he just did another two games ago?
Or last game?
Nah, not last game.
2 games ago.
Last game was terrible. We played the Giants, and we didn't have Anthony Richardson, Joe Flacco. That was gave up 45 points to the Giants, and that was
That's awful.
exactly.
That's awful.
45 points to the New York Giants with Drew Lock.
Yeah.
Hey, but it is what it is.
All right, so let's jump into your Ohio State and Oregon game. Did you expect that to be such a blowout the way that it was?
I didn't expect it to be like that.
I didn't either.
You know, they get back a motherfucker, right? You know what I'm saying? Like,
it
you know what I'm saying? They get back a
is.
motherfucker. Hey, so we beat the brakes off them niggas. Hey, God damn it. I loved it. I loved every single bit of it. Will Howard looking like an NFL pro out there. You know, he's even throwing an interception in his playoffs.
That'll
Got
change.
8 touchdowns, 600 yards.
That'll change come Friday.
Hey, no,
Let's
it
go.
won't. No, it won't.
Well, let me say this. I coached against Ohio State this year.
Mm-hmm.
So at Western Michigan, we opened the season with Wisconsin. Like, great, tough fight. We stuck in the game.
I think I scored the first drive, right? Seven
we
points?
should have beat them. If we didn't drop
that's
a
crazy
punt
work.
late in the game,
Uh-huh.
kind of flip the momentum, we could have beat them, right?
Uh-huh.
Next week, we go play Ohio State, and they choked us out. Like, they literally lined up 4 defensive linemen, played quarters coverage, And our offense was like no mas from the beginning. And every third down, the two DNs got a little bit wider.
Mm-hmm.
And when that foot came up off the ground, our tackles were like sweating. Like they
time to go.
They couldn't set fast enough.
Time
Like
to go.
it was crazy. And it was like, you know, we're trying to punt and play field position. And our defense hung in there for a little bit. But, you know, it's just too much firepower.
Yeah.
Ryan
number
Day.
4.
Yeah, Ryan Day has a great firepower. And great story. So I've been knowing Ryan Day since he was a player at New Hampshire.
Okay.
I was actually coaching at the University of Massachusetts, which just means I've been doing this forever. And Chip Kelly was the offensive coordinator at New Hampshire at the time.
And Chip
wow.
Kelly has been around,
You know,
hasn't he?
Yeah.
Jeez.
So it's kind of like like you said earlier when we was in the car, coaches have different paths, and no two paths are alike. So the fact that Chip Kelly pops a job, the next thing you know, he's the head coach at Oregon, and then he brings Ryan Day along, and then Ryan Day becomes the head coach at Ohio State. It's crazy. Like, I remember when we was coaching summer camp, drinking beers at Boston College. You know, so.
Yeah. But yeah, you know, we beat the brakes off them boys. They couldn't do what they wanted to do. You know,
I was just shocked of how fast Ohio State got out. Like, I mean, it was like 24-0 at one point. It just happened so fast.
we're like that.
I mean, y'all are, but again, I just
We
wasn't.
like that.
I'm thinking,
Be
okay,
prepared.
It's
Next
Friday.
Friday.
It's gonna be a shootout. It's gonna be a shootout. Like
Next Friday,
boom.
there ain't gonna be no shootout. It's gonna be a beatdown.
When?
And
Next
let me
Friday.
say this, for the Ohio State fans, probably the best thing that happened to them was they lost to Michigan because it allowed them to refocus.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Now the coach can go in the locker room and be like, no, your shit do stink. Like,
Right.
you're terrible. You need to get it together or you know.
And then he knows his job is on the line.
Yeah, he does.
You can't lose to Michigan 3 years in a row,
4
buddy.
years in a row.
Let me say this. With Ryan Day's winning percentage, if they were to fire him, that would be the dumbest move. Because the next dude ain't coming in winning 90% of his games.
Right.
That is true. That is true.
But they would fire him.
Because
I mean,
Michigan.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
Michigan.
yeah,
Like,
it's
Michigan.
Michigan.
People
Like,
get crazy like that, but that would be dumb because the next dude couldn't win 90+% of his games. Like his winning percentage is crazy.
I mean, Urban Meyer was doing that too, but Urban Meyer's a legendary college coach.
Yes.
So.
Yeah.
And then Jim Trussell, I don't know if he's 90% top.
He was probably pretty close.
Yeah, he was pretty close, but you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
we're winners at Ohio State. That's what we do.
Well,
God, yeah, we win.
we will see. Well, we will see y'all next Friday. That'll be a fun game, and it's in Texas, so I'm hoping for a little home field advantage. So we shall see.
Nah, bro.
We shall see.
Ain't no home field advantage. We get kids from all over the nation.
Best kids money can buy.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
y'all gonna say
Well,
this
$20 million
NIL, yeah.
offense. I don't care.
Let me tell you something. I would love to see if you could pull out the NIL spreadsheet for Ohio State and do a comparison with Texas. You probably fund a third world country.
Yeah, you will.
Jeez. Man, that's the kind of money that's flying around right
Yeah,
now.
we be paying them kids. But hey,
I need to go back to college.
trying to get you a natty.
I need to go back to school. We need to figure that out.
So, as a Notre Dame fan, how you feel about your Notre Dame against Penn State next week?
So it's really tough. Growing up Notre Dame fan, I've been knowing James Franklin 30 years, right? 25, 30 years. So, like, I naturally root for James Franklin, right? So, you know, I'm at to sit there in the middle of the couch and, you know, I'm going to root for whoever win that one. Because I'm a huge Penn State fan, back to Joe Paterno and you know, like, say, Notre Dame, Lou Holtz, all those guys, like, those are my dudes. So, yeah, I'm going to have to sit in the middle of the couch and
Just
you'll be on the
field.
And just enjoy a good football game.
Just enjoy a good football game. But and you know, you got two black coaches going at it. Like, it's awesome. It's great to see on the big stage because there's not that many black head football coaches in Division I football. So to see them have the opportunity on the big stage, it's awesome.
That's very huge. But I don't think Penn State can beat Notre Dame. I'm gonna be honest. That's my take on that.
I'll probably choose Notre Dame too. I just feel like they're playing really good football. I mean, hence, you know, their win tonight. But
I mean, they did stop the Heisman. Who I think he should have got the Heisman, and Ashton Gentry. But I still don't think they have enough from Notre Dame. Notre Dame is just too. They're gonna come out firing. Watch.
Yeah.
As long as Notre Dame covers the tight end from Penn State, they'll be all right.
Yeah.
Because
I
that
think
tight
so.
end is
Yeah,
a beast.
nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Woo!
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a beast.
I mean, that D line of Penn State is very nice too, because
They're aggressive. I mean.
Oh, my God.
I mean, right off the snap, they're in everybody's face. So
I seen a play last week where they had a pulling guard and the DN just smacked him, and the pulling guard fell back. And I'm like, you have the advantage.
Yeah.
You're pulling. Like,
So don't be surprised next week if that final score, for all you parlay people, if the score is like 13-10.
Yeah.
Just because,
Yeah.
because of the defense.
Because
Yeah.
of the defense, it's going to be a great game.
Yeah.
and you want to get into this basketball?
We can get into NFL actually. I mean,
Oh, NFL.
Hopefully Wes can get in here. Our co-host is running a little late, so hopefully when Wes gets here, we can talk a little bit of basketball too. Can you take an audio? Can you see ETA where he is?
Yeah.
Possibly.
No, I got it.
Okay.
No worries.
Anyway, all right. So NFL. I mean, we can start at Christmas Day. Me and Henson, we're just finished up Christmas. How did you feel about that Texans and Ravens game, 31-2? I thought it was a typo. I'm gonna be straight honest with you. I was like, 31-12, and then I looked at it again. And I was like, they did not score after that safety. Like, there's no way. And then, I mean, truthfully, I only watched for the concert, but that's just me.
Right. Concert was fire.
Right. Yeah.
Concert was fire.
So,
let me say this. The Ravens quietly are one of the best coach teams in the NFL.
Agreed.
Year in, year out.
Mm-hmm.
And Lamar Jackson does his thing week in, week out.
Mm-hmm.
So I was a little shocked, but not really, because they seem to always, as it gets late in the season, they get into form. They get into championship form. And honestly, the Ravens, the Bills,
the Bills look really good.
right? Both of them, if not for that dude in Kansas City,
15 in KC.
right, would have
15
won
in
Super
KC.
Bowls.
Mm-hmm.
Even Joe Burrow,
Mhm.
right? Cincinnati, like those three dudes might have won Super Bowls by now, but that dude in Kansas City won't let them.
Yeah.
So that's tough. But no, I think Baltimore's a great team, great organization, very well coached,
Yeah.
and they always seem to come into form this time.
Yeah, they have like a whole new coaching staff, because most of their coaching staff right now is actually on the Chargers,
Right.
and like they're helping the other Harbaugh out, which is
Yeah.
kind of funny.
Yeah, it
But
is.
like that's how good the Ravens are, like coaching wise. Like, but people was asking me this week who was the MVP, Lamar or Josh Allen. And I'm like, bro, it's Josh Allen.
I would choose Josh Allen, but at the same time, I mean, has the NFL ever done a co-MVP
Yes,
deal?
yes.
I would probably do that then.
Nah, I'm not gonna lie, bro. He has.
It's too hard to decide between them two right now.
He's doing everything. He has a better record. He beat Kansas City,
He beat Kansas City.
so that's the only record loss they have on their record is the Buffalo Bills. They might lose this weekend, but they're gonna sit all their starters. So like, who really cares?
It wouldn't matter.
Yeah. On top of that, what's the one problem Josh Allen had before the season? Turnovers. Oh, he
Turnovers.
fixed that.
And going into the season, they were talking about how he doesn't have the weapons, right?
He don't have weapons.
Right.
Because
but I'm just saying
he
if
has
you add
one
that on
other
top
Pro
of it
Bowler.
too.
He has one other Pro Bowler, while the other guy, Lamar Jackson, has like 8 other Pro Bowlers.
He
Yeah.
did get Derrick Henry this year.
He did.
Make life a whole lot easier.
And I
whole lot
keep telling
easier.
people that. I'm like,
A whole lot
do you know
easier.
how easy it is to throw the ball when you have somebody that's rushing for 2,000 yards?
Yeah.
Damn near
You're
2,000
going to
yards.
get one-on-one coverage on the
Yeah,
outside.
It's
Yeah.
8 in the box.
Yeah.
It's 7 in the box. That's one-on-one coverage on the outside.
Yeah.
Run across and you're open, man. Like, that's all you have to do.
That's it.
Like, it's not rocket science.
But I'm going to throw this in there. Is Mahomes not the MVP?
No.
Who does he have?
He has no, but I say the same thing. So, no, listen. My friend JC, he thinks that, like,
Shout out JC.
yeah, shout out JC. He thinks that Mahomes is declining. He compares him to Aaron Rodgers. He was like, Aaron Rodgers didn't do this.
Declining?
And I said,
Ooh,
Mahomes is not declining. He don't
No.
have nobody, bro. He doesn't have no, like, he has Travis Kelce. I said, Travis Kelce is like 35 years old.
Yeah.
How-
He can't
how-
run no more. He can't.
how old is
he can't
D-Hop?
do. Bro, Diop is broken. Like he literally has like a surgery every year. Doesn't matter. He's
They
broken.
don't use Juju.
They don't use Juju.
You get Xavier Worthy out there balling.
Yeah, he's
like
180
the Dow Jones.
soaking wet.
Yeah. And flying by people, man.
Yeah, he's 180 soaking wet. So again, like he don't have the weapons that like he used to have. So you can't keep expecting him to throw for 50 touchdowns a year. Yeah, Wes is here.
Hey, shout out to Wes. Come on, brother.
You can leave that heater out there. That's
Yeah.
all good.
Yeah, I'm about to say you can just go ahead and leave that out.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, our third co-host is here. We already got the microphone set up for you. What's up, my man? How you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you.
Hopefully, I'll see you.
How you doing? Yeah.
How you doing, man?
So, all right. So we had just finished up the college football playoff. We're just now talking about NFL. So I mean, whatever you feel you want to jump into, of the two that we just discussed.
As a matter of fact, we're talking about Josh Allen versus Lamar Jackson.
And we were talking about Quinn Ewers being
MVP.
terrible.
It's clearly Lamar. What is the discussion here?
That's right, Lamar.
Hey, come on,
Wait,
man.
okay, so we have two for Lamar,
I think
and then
Josh
Josh.
Allen.
Yeah,
Based off of what?
He has less Pro Bowlers, and he's doing it, and he has a better record.
no
doing-
weapons,
doing
and cut
all-
the turnovers down. That's a bad boy right there.
So he
boy.
can be less in every statistical category. And that's okay. When they played head to head
Okay,
and they got smacked.
but did
They
you?
did.
But,
Buffalo
but,
got smacked.
but did you anticipate the Bills and Josh Allen being where they are right now
Yes.
He's
at the
best-
start of the season?
Josh?
Yes.
No, you didn't.
No, you did not.
Because
There's no
13
way.
wins?
No way.
13
The
wins?
Jets
Stop it.
suck. The Dolphins suck. The Patriots suck. That's 6 wins right there by themselves.
Okay, so then. Okay, so
What
then.
are we talking
okay,
about?
so then where'd the other 7 come from?
Well, yeah.
They're a good football team. They're always going to be
But
good
you can't
with Josh
sit here and
Allen.
say that you thought they were going to be a 13-win team.
Maybe a 12-win team. 12-5 seemed realistic. With that division, 12-5 seems very realistic.
I don't know. 12.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't say
Like,
that.
they're going to win another 12 games next year. Why? Because the Jets will suck. The Patriots will suck. The Dolphins will suck. Like,
I mean, don't get me wrong. Those
you're not
teams
wrong.
do
You're
suck.
not wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I
are
mean,
not
those
wrong.
teams do suck. The Dolphins wasn't supposed to suck, though.
man,
Let's be honest.
The Dolphins about to go through hell.
Yeah, now they are. But I'm saying, like, prior to the season, before the season, they weren't supposed to suck. Tua wasn't supposed to get injured like that.
He wasn't. No.
But it happened. All right. And they won 13 games. And they won 13 games with him being the best player on both sides of the field. Like, both sides of their field.
Right.
Because nobody on the defensive side of the ball is better than Josh Allen, what he could do on the offensive side.
I just really want to know what happened on Sunday night when Buffalo went to Baltimore and got smacked. You know, I just keep noticing how y'all skip over that head-to-head matchup that actually
both
should
just-
matter.
We both just said they got
when
smacked.
Lamar has
Yeah, I mean,
better stats
hey, listen.
in every category.
And he does, but he also has a 2,000-yard rusher, bro, and that helps you.
Does
I don't
Josh
know,
Allen have
like
that?
I don't know
No.
why everyone thinks that doesn't help you. That helps you a lot.
So do you hate the player or hate the game?
Ooh.
No,
Right.
like I understand that's helping the game.
No, they help. I mean,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that's not his fault.
Production
It
is
not his
production.
fault. It
That's
is not his
production.
fault.
That helps.
But I'm saying Josh Allen's getting it done with less.
Congratulations.
Getting more wins.
That
than
still
with
does
less.
not mean you're the MVP.
He don't have a 2,000. He don't have nowhere near a 2,000-yard rusher.
God,
I think James Cook is what, like at 1,300, 1,400.
I guess, man. Y'all can go for Josh Allen based off the record because that's the only argument there
Hey,
is.
just answer
That's
me this
it.
question: how many people you put in a box on James Cook?
6.
Exactly.
Okay. Exactly.
exactly.
Exactly the point.
My point.
6.
How many people you put in a box on Derrick Henry?
On D.
A
Henry.
lot.
Exactly.
Everybody.
That
Exactly.
still
Everybody.
doesn't mean Lamar isn't the best player that's the most deserving, even with that. Because the fact that he has this many statistical numbers that are this high with a rusher like Derrick Henry, come on, man. That's even harder to do. It's not actually easier. It's harder because you have to be more efficient.
I mean,
Because you got to
I
give
don't
the
know
big
about-
dog the ball.
I don't know about that because I'm pretty sure Brock Purdy last year led the league, was top 5 in every statistical category. Who he have on his backfield? Chris
He was
McCaffrey,
not
right?
top 5 in every statistical
Go look it up.
category. Oh
For a
my
quarterback,
God.
I guarantee he was yards. He was top 5. He was a passing touchdowns. He was top 5.
Brock Purdy was surrounded by all pros everywhere.
Is that not
Lamar
what-
Jackson has
is that not
never.
what I'm saying?
When
Is
has
that not what I'm
Lamar
saying? Is that
Jackson
not-
had an
is that not-
all-pro wide receiver?
Is that not what I'm saying?
Like, what are we talking about? We're acting like Buffalo doesn't have Amari Cooper,
What do you mean?
a Pro Bowler.
Mark Andrews is an all-pro tight end.
I said a all-pro wide receiver.
Nigga, they catches the ball. What are you talking about?
Are you not listening?
Like,
Are you not
he's just the
listening?
all-time touchdown leader for the Ravens.
And
Oh my God.
Like,
Josh
that's
Allen's
receiver.
had Diggs. He's had Amari Cooper. Like, come on, man. We got to stop acting like he don't have
Amari
no
Cooper,
help.
Amari Cooper played 3 games this year.
Yeah, I'm about to
Again,
say
he's
not
on the
much.
roster.
bro.
He's on the roster. Lamar's best receiver is Zay Flowers.
Well, you got to give credit to the front office for going to get who they need to get
I
done.
agree.
Like, when you guys was talking about the Dolphins, first thing I said was, why didn't they get a backup quarterback in the offseason?
They should have.
You know
They
he's
should
always
have. Yeah,
hurt.
he's
You
always
should-
hurt.
You got to have a plan B. If plan A don't work. You just,
Skylar Thompson was their plan B, and I was
I
like, what is
mean-
going on? Like,
Something ain't right.
yeah.
that means they don't want to pay anybody else, but you got to have a plan B.
They can't pay anybody else. That's the problem.
That is-
They
yeah.
paid
Yeah,
everybody.
They did pay everybody. That is a major
So
problem.
now they're stuck.
So Wes, just to catch you up again. So we just talked about the college football playoffs. So what was your reaction? Let's just go ahead and get to it. Texas, Arizona State.
Man, Scatterboo the real deal, man.
Scatterboo's the real
Scatterboo is
deal.
the dog.
Dog.
But the disappointing part about that game is the Texas run game. Because they were up, just run the ball, bleed the clock. The defense
24-8.
actually was playing really good, and then they just got tired. They couldn't stay on the field that long. So Ohio State, man, they play like this against Ohio State. They're gonna get smacked. They're gonna get
If
smacked.
if they repeat that again against Ohio State, they about to get ran out of AT&T Stadium with
Ohio
the quickness.
State will choke them out.
Yeah.
It's
They
gonna be
will
over
choke 'em out.
early.
Yeah.
It's
Quick.
gonna be over early. Boise State. I mean, hey, what have I been saying all year? Ashton Genty should have won the Heisman if he got the record. Let's see. What are we at now? 14 games?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Didn't get the record?
27 yards short.
Still.
Yeah.
I mean, guys, come on, man. This just continues to be the point in the playoff that if you're going to be here, you got to ball out, man. Scatterboo said he the best running back in the country. He played like it. Genty said he should have won the Heisman. I mean, you coughed the ball up on the sideline.
Twice.
Like,
Very
you got to
true.
come ready to play, man. It just is what it is.
I mean, I reviewed that game. His O-line was getting murdered, but
But you still got to hang on to the ball.
Yeah.
Like, hang on to the ball.
Yeah, you do gotta hang on to the ball.
Because the rest of the team actually played pretty decent.
Not that O-line.
The defense played well.
The defense
They
played well
hang
for a
in
couple
there, man.
quarters,
Defense
and
did
then,
play
and then
well.
they just
Defense
got
did play well.
Even the quarterback threw some nice passes, but they just too much talent.
Oh, sorry. But there we go, right there on the screen. SEC 7-6 in bowl games
Ooh-wee.
with 2 left.
with
That's what
2
I'm saying.
left.
That's what I'm saying.
Yikes!
They're 500 conference in bowl games, so
Yikes!
I don't know if all the hype is really warranted.
That's what I was saying earlier. Is that SEC hype the same now?
Yeah.
No.
No, definitely not. I don't think so.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So, what's your prediction? Notre Dame, Penn State, West?
I think Notre Dame's gonna win that game.
Okay.
Yeah, that's exactly what I said.
I think Notre Dame is gonna win that
Texas,
game.
Ohio State.
Oh, I'm taking Ohio State. Did you see the post route Quinn Ewers threw the pick on? Like, my
Yeah.
man, could you
He
throw the
threw
ball
it-
like on the line?
he
Like
threw
just
that-
a little bit.
He threw it up to the heavens. Anybody could have got that ball.
They got bailed out in overtime on that 4th and 13. I don't know what the safety was doing. It was just confusing.
Thank you. Like, what are you doing?
We got boy. Hey, we'll
Thank
take
you.
it though.
What are you doing? The guy ran the post route right to your zone. You had one job. One job.
Hey, man, be like that.
Make sure nothing goes deep. Like, that's your only thing. He threw it right above your head for a touchdown.
It be
You
like
can say that
man.
about Texas kicker too. One job.
Oh,
Yeah,
Brad
one
Auburn.
job. Jesus.
One job.
He missed twice. Twice.
One to the right, one to the left. How about we kick in the middle? How about
He missed in the SEC championship game
twice.
Like, nah, man. Texas playing one hand behind their back in this game.
Well, Sam would be very happy with all of y'all choosing her Buckeyes. So
they just rolling like, bro.
They
who's
are
going
rolling.
to guard? Who's gonna guard Jeremiah Smith?
I 100% agree with that.
Somebody has to answer the
agree.
question.
So,
hey man, he's like that.
I'm
He's
still
like
sticking
that.
to my roots though, Wes. I'm still
problem.
gonna stick to my roots.
Evan, you
I
hanging-
have to. I
Hey,
mean,
what that
I
man
have
say?
to.
He said,
Clearly.
"Hey, man, it's gonna
The
be
wife is a
problem."
Buckeye.
yeah,
I mean, I just it's a friendly competition.
it's okay.
I know.
okay.
Even though I feel like I know what's gonna happen, it's a friendly competition.
Texas will beat them in September. It's okay.
Yeah.
When they play in September, Texas will win that one.
Okay, that's fair. So you
Yeah.
jump
Hey.
into the next.
So, what we did? NBA Kings.
Yeah. So I'm assuming you follow basketball as well.
Yeah.
So Sacramento Kings fired Mike Brown. So my question to all of y'all is it Mike Brown's fault? Is it the failed experiment from the roster adding DeMar DeRozan, or is it the owner's fault? So between those three, who is more at fault for how the Kings are looking right now?
I think it's Mike Brown's fault, personally. I think they have the talent.
Yeah,
There's
I mean,
no
absolutely,
reason-
they have the talent.
There's no reason why you shouldn't, from when y'all guys are lighting the beam every night, there's no reason you guys shouldn't be able to upgrade from there.
But in NBA, you can have all the talent in the world and you can still not have the chemistry.
That's what I'm saying. Coaching.
Not necessarily.
Who builds the chemistry for the team?
I mean, it's
The
all based on the
players.
players too. So it's not just on the coach.
GM builds the team.
The GM builds the team.
I would say this. In those locker rooms, what you never know is how people get along, right? And I give an example. A long time ago, one of my former players at Cornell, his dad was an orthopedic surgeon for Montreal Expos when they moved to D.C. back when the Nationals became the Nationals, right? Well, Nationals, they're hot and heavy. They're going for a pennant. They made a trade of a backup third baseman, and I don't know why they did it, but it threw off the Spanish-English players in the locker room, messed the locker room up for the rest of the year because that one dude controlled all the Spanish players. So when you got rid of them,
There's no one that can control
there's
that.
nobody can control them, and they don't listen to the Americans,
Yep.
right? So it messed them up. So what you don't know is what's happening behind the scenes, who's divisive in the locker room, who's giving coach a hard time. Like I'm a Chicago Bulls fan. When Chicago was winning, Michael Jordan was the enforcer. As great of a player he was, he owned the locker room.
He owned it.
Right?
Yeah.
So however he wanted to go, that's how it went. And Phil just had to coach. And I think that's what people miss a lot of times on teams is Kobe. Kobe ran the locker room in L.A. He had Shaq for a while, but Kobe ran that locker room.
Exactly.
You got to have a dude that runs the locker room for you, that's with you and not against you. Because
Right.
as soon as he goes against you, you're done. You might as well.
Yeah, because looking at that roster, who runs the locker room? Is it De'Aaron
Right.
Fox? Is it? I know it's not Sabonis, right, Wes? Okay, I know
We're
it's
not
not.
doing this today.
I mean, I got mad love and respect for DeMar DeRozan.
We're not gonna do this bonus thing.
We're not. We're not.
Don't do that.
But I got mad respect for DeMar, but I don't see DeMar as that guy running the locker room.
No, nobody runs. the
Yeah,
locker
so
room.
it's just kind of like a free for all, like just
Yeah.
kind of everybody do what they want to do, whatever.
And I mean, they don't fit together as a team.
That's my point.
Like, why would you have DeMar and Keegan Murray? That doesn't really make
doesn't make
much
sense.
sense to me.
Doesn't make
Like,
sense.
they're very similar
DeMar
players.
doesn't space the floor like that. I mean, he shoots mid ranges, but he doesn't shoot threes at a high
At
volume
all.
like everybody else around him.
And neither does Fox. Fox this year he's been shooting
Yeah,
threes
I
at a
was
high
gonna
clip.
say Fox actually
but
shoots more than
notoriously,
DeRozan.
he
But
hasn't
yes.
been shooting threes at a high clip.
Yeah.
Then you have Sabonis. Like, what are we doing? You got Malik Monk coming off the bench. Like,
High volume shooter.
you got Herter. Like,
They have the talent there. They just need to put it.
they got to
They
get
need to
rid
put
of
a
a few
rotation.
people.
They need to put a nice rotation together and minutes. and how to put it together for that whole team, like minutes wise and rotation. When to come in, who needs to come in, who needs to play together, who needs to be on the floor together. Things of that nature, and I think they can start trending to the right direction.
But if somebody has to go, are you gonna get off of De'Aaron now, or are you gonna try to get off of DeMar DeRozan?
DeMar first.
DeMar first. He's older.
DeMar first.
Like De'Aaron still has a future.
Does he?
I mean,
Yeah.
there's a lot of rumors flying around.
Because he didn't sign that extension.
But I'm saying like he still has a future. He's not 30. Is
Right.
future with the Kings? No. Future.
That's my point.
Right.
Future. He still has a future. So I get rid of DeMar DeRozan before I get rid
DeMar?
of.
35?
Yeah.
Yeah. DeMar's probably like 34, 35,
Yeah.
somewhere up there.
35. Yeah, like his lifespan in the league is running out.
It's running out.
It's
yeah.
running out. Yeah.
And how are you
I'll
going to
I'll
move off that contract is the problem. And De'Aaron could leave for absolutely nothing.
And you don't get nothing back.
So you got to actually really think about trading De'Aaron at a certain point.
I mean, that trade deadline is coming up. I mean, that's going to be a very interesting time frame. It's going to be a very interesting time frame. So we'll see.
It's crazy. I can't even picture De'Aaron Fox in another jersey right now.
I could picture him in a Heat uniform. They need a point guard
So bad. I mean, Tyler Hero's getting it done, but he's not a point guard.
No, they need a point guard, and because Bam is not getting the ball in the bucket like that. He's just not. Hero's doing everything. Terry Rozier is not playing well at all, and I don't know what's going on with Jimmy Butler.
He'll probably end up getting traded to. Who
No,
knows?
they already said they're not. Trading.
Yeah, that's what they say.
No,
Yeah.
Pat Riley came out and said it.
Again,
Man.
that's what they say.
Well, Jimmy Butler's history has been great player, but when it's not going his way, he shuts it down.
Timberwolves, for example.
Timberwolves, Chicago.
76ers.
76ers,
like
yeah.
that's his story. So you got to get him some help. But the question is he going to play for the leadership in Miami, or is he done?
That's a good
It
question.
needs to be moved.
He definitely needs to be
He's
moved.
probably done.
He's probably
He's
done.
probably done.
He's probably done. He's probably done.
I mean, he's
I
35
agree.
too, right? 34.
Yeah.
He's like 31.
No, he's not 31. He's definitely like 30, 33,
Jimmy's
34.
older.
I don't think so.
Can we get a stack check on that, Will? Okay. I mean, you can put the clipboard down. Never mind.
I got it right now.
Okay, so I mean, I think he's 35.
35.
Okay, he's 35.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
So he's pushing it too. Like,
Yeah.
dude, you're really starting the back end of your career. So he needs to find a team and he probably doesn't.
He's
wanna
not.
do
He's not
it.
even a good enough shooter to be a spot up shooter either.
He's not.
But he could be a great six man on the champion team
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
he would play that role.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. I mean, it's kind of like Russ. I mean, Russ accepted that role, and he's thriving in Denver.
I mean,
A
he's
a lot better than what I thought he would.
He's out playing a certain point guard that plays in Denver, but you know,
We can have that
whatever.
conversation a whole
guy.
another
Whatever.
time.
This guy again.
Every time I look up at
Every
the end
time.
of a Nuggets game, who's in the game?
Russell
It's Russ.
Westbrook,
Like,
triple double.
boy.
Jamal Murray, 12
Oh,
points on
boy.
5 of 15 shooting.
Hey man,
Got
y'all.
somebody putting
But
up
somehow,
historic numbers.
somehow, some
they
way.
can't average 20.
Hey, listen.
Oh,
But
my.
somehow, some way, he is the better Nugget over the great Carmelo Anthony.
Boy, I tell you.
Hey man, they both got him a
Boy.
ship.
You know what? How about we ask our guests? How about that?
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Hey, listen. I said
Yeah. You
in
go ahead.
turn, if Jamal Murray have a 20-year career with the Nuggets,
Which he's not.
He
Oh my God, why do you do it?
because it's in the clip. Is it not in the clip?
I asked you, do you think he's going to be that 20-year kind of guy?
And I say yes.
I say hell no.
I think he'd be
That's
20
a
years with
no.
the Nuggets. If he be 20 years with the Nuggets, let's not even say 20 years. If he spends his whole career with the Nuggets,
Say 15 years.
Yeah.
15 years with the Nuggets.
Let's say 10 to 15. Whatever.
Will he be a better Nugget than Carmelo Anthony? Mind you,
I don't want
Well,
to
let me ask you this. He hasn't won the championship, has he?
who?
Murray.
He
Yeah,
Murray
he
has.
He's got the one.
He may be. He got the ship.
Thank you, man. It's better. I ain't say he's a better player than Melo.
Yes.
But bringing a championship to a franchise matters a lot.
He brought the championship.
Help bring
man.
it in.
You don't stop.
Let me ask you this: how many
Who's Legion?
championships?
I need y'all in the chat right now.
How many championships did Melo win?
Zero.
Some guys can't do it. Some guys just can't do it.
So even with Jamal Murray at the being the second fiddle,
and sometimes third
is better
Not
than
that playoffs. I brought up his playoff stats already, and he went crazy.
No, he did.
Charles Barkley's one
During
of the
that playoff.
small forwards, power forwards. He never won one.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's still a gold jacket dude, but he never won one.
Wow. What team is he the best player of any franchise of?
Who?
Charles Barkley.
What team?
Yeah.
Either Phoenix or Philly.
Not Philly, because that'd be.
I don't think he's better than
Dr.
Steve Nash
J.
or Philly. Steve Nash has 2 MVPs.
You said wait,
Phoenix,
no.
Phoenix.
The question was, what team was he the best on?
Like he's considered the greatest of on.
Probably. I mean, Phoenix, since he won the MVP.
Nah,
But Steve won
Steve Nash has 2.
But
That's not
Barkley
the question
did go
you're
to the
asking.
finals going
I'm
by
saying
your
is he better than
logic.
Steve Nash
So
as a Phoenix Suns?
No.
That's literally the question I'm asking.
No, you said
and
what
he's
team is he
not-
the best on?
Best player of of all time.
Okay. Best player. There you
Yeah,
go.
there you
Okay,
go.
I thought you meant just totality, like of Charles Barkley's career. Where was he? Okay, I got it now. Okay.
I mean, every team he played on, he was pretty much the best
Right,
player.
okay,
Instead of the
gotcha.
Rockets.
And he's
Gotcha.
not
Yeah.
the legend in Philly because it's Dr. J.
Right.
He's the legend. So
Phoenix would probably be your only option.
Yeah,
for that
it's the only option.
because he got to the finals. Steve Nash didn't.
and he did play for Houston, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was probably for
But
like
Elijah
2-3 years.
Elijah Wan is there.
Yeah.
Elijah Watt, right?
Yeah, Elijah Wan is there.
And
so-
Scottie
No,
Pippen.
no.
Scottie came.
That was after Elijah won.
But I'm saying like Elijah Wan
Yeah,
is a team legend.
yes,
Like,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like,
It was bad, man. It was
like
bad
hey,
for
I'm not
Charles.
saying that Jamal Murray's a better player. I'm just saying he helped bring a team is only championship. I think.
You keep saying he.
He
There's
was
a,
not the
There's a
finals
difference between
MVP.
being
Did
the
I not
guy
say
on
he
the
helped? Did I not
championship
say he
team
helped?
and being
I literally just said he
Robin
helped.
on the championship
He helped
team.
bring a team a championship.
Okay.
Do you remember the All-Star team? You remember that championship team? I remember that championship team. I don't know about you.
I know Jamal Murray will be traded in a year and a half.
Well, let me say this.
I've been saying this all year.
Let me help the argument in today's basketball, and it probably started with the Celtics. There are no more individual leaders of the team. You need 3 dudes to win a championship.
Mm-hmm.
The Celtics proved that, right? You got to have 3 dudes on your roster. Like, even Chicago with Mike, it was Scotty, and then there was a bunch of third.
It was an
players
X factor.
every
Either
year.
Rodman or
Right.
Kerr.
What's
Grant,
that?
Claxton.
Right.
Cartwright. Yeah.
My personal favorite when they got Ron Harper,
Mm-hmm.
because people don't know this, before Ron got traded from Cleveland to the
To-
the Clippers,
Uh-huh.
Ron Harper was the only dude in the East who could D Jordan,
Yeah.
and then they sent him because they like Craig Elo.
Mm-hmm.
Big mistake, right?
Big
So
mistake.
like it takes 3 dudes to win the championship. So I don't think there's ever going to be like a Wilt Chamberlain that's just that dude. You're going to need 3 to 4 dudes to win the championship. If you can get 3 to 4, you'll have a shot.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's why I think the Knicks are pretty tough right now.
The Knicks are
Knicks
playing
look
great.
great.
They
Knicks
look
look great right
Knicks,
now.
yeah,
Or should I
Knicks
say
stuff.
Villanova East? Like
Villanova.
They look great right now.
Villanova.
The last guy to ever really do that by himself, almost, it looked like it was by himself, is Kawhi. In the 2019 Raptors. He
By itself.
the last guy to almost do it by himself.
I mean,
Dog.
Bro, what?
it's just hard to say because, I mean, that was a young Pascal Siakam who was coming into his own.
My point.
You had a veteran in Kyle
Fred
Lowry.
VanVleet.
That's good. Fran VanVleet.
You had-
I'm
you had
not
a
saying they weren't
backup in
balling.
Fred.
Mark Gasol.
Marcus, yeah, you had a.
I'm not saying they weren't balling. but
Serge
Kawhi,
Ibaka.
Kawhi was hooping.
But as far as an offensive standpoint, yeah, Kawhi was
He was carrying the team.
carrying the
offensively.
team. But
But
I
just
don't
how
know,
y'all
that's
name
just
all
hard.
those other guys down the line, when people say that 22 Nuggets
Oh,
won a
23
championship, they're gonna be
Nuggets.
like, damn, Jokic, Jamal Murray.
Yeah.
That's what they're gonna say. They're not gonna say
Yeah.
Carmelo
They're
Anthony.
gonna remember 3 or 4 names and be like,
So you're not gonna remember Jamal Murray winning a championship. That's what you're trying to tell me.
No, Jamal Murray's name will come up. The part where me and you just keep going separate ways on this is I'm not about to sit here and act like
Jamal
a championship just makes Jamal Murray that much more greater of a nugget than what he actually is compared to Carmelo Anthony, who was a multiple-time All-Star, a All-NBA player.
Don't shake your head.
Man, took him to the Western Conference Finals, lost to Kobe and the Lakers. Like, we're not about to sit here and act
Kobe
like
Bryant.
Melo never did
I get
nothing
that.
in Denver.
But he's about to pass him up. He's going to pass him up in
We're not about to do
points.
this.
He's going to pass him up in playoff points.
So
I keep
longevity.
hearing about to.
that matters
Tell
for a
me when he
franchise.
does.
Why does-
Longevity.
Why does longevity
What are we
not matter for a
talking about?
franchise?
Because
All
again,
right.
if we're going to compare, we need to take Carmelo of his 7-8 years. We need to take Jamal Murray his 7-8
Which
years.
is right now.
Which is now.
I'm not doing that. Longevity
Oh,
matters.
of
You
course
can't.
we're
You
not
can't.
gonna do
You
that.
can't do
Of
that
course.
because Kobe is more important for the Lakers, right, than Shaq, right?
Well, because Kobe was there for 20 years. Shaq was there for 7.
Longevity.
But you're talking about two Pantheon great players.
You said my point.
Like Jamal Murray will never be on Melo's level as a player. That's just not going to happen.
Hey man, he's on his level as a Nugget.
You've lost your
You
mind.
have lost your
Yes,
ever-loving mind.
Please.
Yes.
You do a all-time Nuggets starting 5 on 2K. You're not
Guaranteed.
putting Jamal Murray at the point guard. I know you're not. Please don't sit here and lie
I know,
like
I
that.
won't.
Yeah.
I know
I'm
because
not.
he's not like that.
Who you
Like,
gonna put at point guard?
Alex English.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
telling you,
Alex
man.
English.
Respect. Okay.
That's just
Yeah.
natural. Like, and you just gotta put Alex English like.
Okay.
So,
value
But again,
ring,
Alex English is taking in
man.
points for the
Second.
franchise.
Yes.
Because he was getting buckets.
yeah.
I get it.
Buckets.
And Jamal Murray's gonna be up there.
We
He's
wish
gonna pass him
Jamal
up.
Murray would get buckets like that, and this wouldn't be a conversation because they keep putting Russell Westbrook in at the end of games. I don't understand this.
Yeah.
I don't get
How
it.
is that?
That's
just-
not a good
how
sign.
must that be? How must that
Good
be?
sign.
I just don't understand that either, Wes. I'm right there with you.
Like, make it make sense.
Don't make it
that's
make
a vet-
sense.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Jamal Murray's a veteran, but like Russell Westbrook can do it all. Like you're talking about somebody who averaged
but
4 triple
Christian
doubles.
Braun's in the game. Michael Porter Jr.
Michael
is
Porter
in the
Jr.
game.
is in the game.
So you
Aaron
gonna take-
Gordon's in the game.
So you gonna take out rebound?
Wait a minute.
rebounding.
There's Jokic. What? Damn it. Where
Where's
did
that
Jamal
number
go?
27?
Hey, you gonna take
Where
out?
is
So
he
you
at?
gonna take out rebounding and height for Jamal Murray?
Oh,
You-
now it's the
like,
rebounding and
It's lineup. Y'all know his lineup situational. Y'all know that. Y'all know
Well,
it's situational.
well,
When it comes to
Hey,
5
quit
minutes left
playing
in the
that.
fourth quarter, and
Quit
it's time to
You're
go
a coach,
get a
bro.
bucket.
You're a coach.
Thank you.
You're a coach, bro. You're a coach.
Oh,
You
okay.
come
Tell
on,
us,
bro.
coach.
Is it
Come
about?
on, bro.
Is it about lineups? Yes, but at
Okay,
the same
then,
time,
bro. Don't sit here and do
at
that.
the same
bro.
time,
don't sit there and do that.
Who are
bandwagon
my
that-
five? 5 minutes left. Who are my 5 that are going to go close out the game?
Yes.
Jamal Murray's not in that lineup. Woo!
And I hear you, because Russell Westbrook can do it all. He can play defense. He can rebound. He can assist. So yeah, I'm gonna leave him for my last 5 minutes of the game. Because Jamal Murray, guess what? Russell Westbrook averaged a triple double for 4 years.
But wait,
that's
wouldn't
not
that
who-
mean that Russell Westbrook is the better player and the alpha dog in the backcourt of a man whose team already won a championship with him as a starting point guard?
Wait,
and that's not a
hold
red
on.
flag.
Hold on, before you go. It's just like he said about
No.
the locker room. So does that mean that Russell Westbrook just came into this team and he's the alpha of the locker room?
That's
now?
absolutely what
No,
this
bro, it
means.
just means he's more
He
effective.
might be.
Thank you.
He
might be.
He might be, but at the same time, it might be effective at more minutes. It's also called smart coaching.
Smart coaching is to take out your
Weakest link. You can say it, Wes.
If my guy is dominant at the end of the stretch, you're not gonna do it.
No, I would.
So my bad.
I
Manu
would.
didn't play at the end of the stretch.
Oh, he did.
No, he
But
did.
Tony Parker was still on the court.
Remember, he didn't play at the end of the stretch, right?
But Tony
Manu-
Parker was
Manu.
still on
Yes,
the
he did.
That's what I'm
court.
saying. That's what I'm saying. Manu played at the end of the stretch
Yeah.
for a reason.
But wait, but
And he was
Everest,
6 man. Did he
Everest,
start? No.
Everest.
Does Russell Westbrook?
Everest.
Does Russell Westbrook start?
Yeah.
No. Sometimes actually
Sometimes
he did,
sometimes
when Christian
yes.
Braun was hurt.
Sometimes yes.
But answer this question. Wait a minute. Wasn't Tony Parker still on the court with Manu Ginobili?
Sometimes he wasn't.
Oh.
So you would
Sometimes Manu was running the one.
Yeah, sometimes.
I'm
Sometimes
trying to tell
would
you,
be.
run. Sometimes Tony Parker's on the bench and Manu is running the one.
This is what it is in basketball.
It's all about situational basketball.
It's situation at the end of the game. I need my best 5 who's playing well that night, and who I feel I have the best matchups.
True.
Right.
Like, yeah,
And
yeah, like, bro, you're a basketball
I
coach.
bet
But
you
again,
at the
go
end of the
ahead.
game, Westbrook probably gives you a little bit more versatility at the end of the game and probably a little bit better defensive player.
But why is it consistently
why is that
happening?
consistently down the
That's
stretch?
the part that doesn't make sense.
There you go.
It's happening
Versatility.
damn
I'm
near
going to
every
take
game.
a versatility guy. Just like it's the same reason why Derek White is at the end of the game. He plays at the end of the game, right?
But
Is
Derek
it Derek
White's
White a fucking starter?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No, he's
Yeah,
not.
he is.
No,
Yes,
Derek White
he
is not a
does.
starter.
Yes,
Who does
it
he start over?
is.
Who does he start over?
It's him and Drew in the backcourt. Then it's Jalen Brown, Jason Tatum, and Kristaps. And Al comes off the bench. What are you
Yeah,
talking
Let me
about?
say
It
this.
is.
Derek White really is a bad example because they set Tatum in the Olympics for him.
They did.
And everybody had a problem with it, but it's like,
It was
yo,
locking up.
chemistry, fit, and probably Tatum, you had to take Tatum on Olympic team, but he probably wasn't a good fit for what they wanted to do. So sometimes you get pushed into political moves and, you got to play a little politics.
I understand. Situational basketball fucking matters, and you as
No,
a basketball coach,
it
you know
does
that.
matter.
That's not what
It's
we
not-
said.
that's not
It's
what we're
not,
saying.
bro. It's not NBA 2K. Put in starters.
That's not what we said.
That's not what we're saying.
We're
It's
saying
not-
why is it consistently happening
Because
game
he gives-
after game
he
after
gives
game?
them more variety.
At the end of the game.
Every game?
every game.
Yes, he rebounds.
So then
scores,
why am I
assists,
paying
play
you $40
defense.
million
Because
to sit the bench.
because you can
in crunch
start off
time.
you can start off the game strong first.
for $40 million?
I don't know why.
for
nigga.
40 mil, somebody's playing in that stretch.
That's a bad investment. If you can't play in the fourth quarter, that's a bad investment of $40 million.
I don't know.
Well, let me ask you this. What would happen if you didn't pay him $40 million? He would leave, right?
He would leave.
He would leave.
Correct.
So then who would you replace him with?
It looks like you could do Russ at this
Yeah,
point.
at this point,
Like,
you can
So,
Russ is
Russ,
running that
Christian-
show, boy.
Christian
Pushing the
Brown.
pace.
So you gonna play Russ? You think Russ can still play 38 minutes right now?
I think Russ could play 30.
So and that's why the combination works.
30.
Because you have Jamal Murray that can play the first 25 minutes, and you sub in Westbrook who can dominate at the end of the game. It's situational basketball. It's called being a good coach.
But that's-
again, you know this.
It has nothing to do with.
Oh, brother.
Bro,
I
follow
got
the
you.
money. That's
got
the
you.
part in this. Also, follow the
got
money.
you.
If you're my $40 million point guard, you got to be in at the end of the
But
game.
let me say this. I have been on teams and been in locker rooms where I've looked and been like, ooh, that dude is the best, right? But these other two dudes are paid more. And they're like, yo, for political reasons, I got to play this dude. I got to play this dude. Yes, he's going to play. But if I start him and we lose, they're going to fire me. If I
Yep.
start him, I'm good. So you got to play the game a little bit. So Jamal Murray, $40 million. Westbrook, hey, you guys are a great compliment. You know, y'all can work together and we can win like this. So you just got to be able to sell it in the locker room. So, and at this point in Westbrook's career, he just happy he's still getting the check, get out there, play 15, 20 minutes.
He's playing
a
well,
night.
though. He's playing well.
He's playing really well.
And truth be told, Westbrook is probably better when he plays under 20 minutes a night than let him play the whole, because, you know, he starts shooting like he the man again.
Yeah.
And you don't want that.
You don't want that.
Nah, you don't want that.
Nah.
That's fair.
Nah.
That's fair. So, Wes, I'm
He
glad
said
you're
situational
here.
basketball. Oh, it matters. It makes sense. I said
No,
situational
that's
basketball.
not what we said. We agreed with situational basketball.
That shit crazy, yeah.
Just don't. Why is it happening every night? That's still the part that never
Because
got
that's
it's
answered.
the
winning
part I
them
need to
games.
understand.
It's winning them games.
No, it's not. They're not that high in the Western
They're
Conference
not.
standings.
No, it started winning them games. The moment they start happening is when they start winning them games. Russell Westbrook wasn't doing that shit for the whole year. That shit's been like a 2-week thing. I know what y'all talking about. It's been like a 2-week thing. And guess what? They start winning games when they start playing Westbrook late. Situational basketball matters.
Okay. I know Melo was
Same thing.
I know
with-
that much.
Same thing with Spurs. He would put in
Let me know
Manu.
when you
Tony,
see
sit your ass on the
Melo
bench.
and Denver on the
I'ma
bench
put in
in the
Manu.
fourth quarter.
Manu, we gonna go
I
win
will
this game.
wait.
This is
No,
situational
I-
basketball. That's all it is.
Hey man. All right.
Wes, enough is enough edition. You said you had somebody, so you go first, my brother.
Guys,
I'll be back for this right.
I just want to apologize first off for potentially making y'all witnesses to something that may at this point not even happen. As y'all know, me and Evan made a bet. If the Falcons won the NFC South, he had to shave his head off.
That's why I had to get one final haircut just in case.
If the Saints were to win, I'd have to wear a Saints jersey, right? I'd probably break out in the hives, to be honest with you. But hey, man, it looks like that's probably not gonna happen because I'm pretty sure the Saints are gonna get smacked in Tampa Bay. So it's gonna be like it's gonna hurt, but I'll be happy, but I'll still be hurt.
But with the Bucks possibly winning this division, it cancels out.
It does, unfortunately.
So, unfortunately, this bet never happened.
We have to suffer.
Yes, it does.
We have to suffer through. All right.
It's all right.
But to the real Enough is Enough list edition, I'm glad Everest is back. While we were speaking on coaching, enough is enough for Raheem Morris.
Oh, already?
Is that 1 year, brother?
No,
already.
Let me finish.
Man.
Let me finish. At the end of the first half of the critical game against Washington, right? Everything's on the line against them. We win this game, we know we're going to smack Carolina next week. So we're going to be in the playoffs. Like, that's how this is going to work.
Yeah.
End of the first half, right? We're up. We're controlling the game. Bijan running the football. Penix looking good. We complete a pass, and we let 20 seconds burn off the clock. 20 seconds. We have all of our timeouts.
Sound like the Chicago Bears.
Just call a timeout, Raheem. Just call a timeout, man. I think we're at the 36 or 37. We have plenty of time to try to get in the end zone. Instead, he lets the clock run down. It's 20 seconds. Penix misses Drake London for a touchdown in the end zone that he should have hit, but he missed it. So then we end up having to settle for a field goal. There's 4 points we leave on the table. End of the game, fourth quarter. The defense just got a 3 and out. Everybody clowns the defense, but the defense just got a 3 and out. Mm-hmm. Defense gets the ball back to the offense. We're driving the ball down the field. He lets more time run off the clock when we have the ball on the 48-yard line. He's talking about he thought we were going to get to the line faster. No, Raheem. In that situation, you complete a 15-plus yard pass, you call a timeout, and you reset because you let another 17 seconds run off the clock. That was valuable. And it's like, you can't do this because you get the pass interference with Mooney, but we have a kicker whose career long is 51 yards, and we're out here attempting a 56-yard field goal. If you kept the 17 seconds, you could have ran 2 more plays to get the yardage you need to make this kick easier. And what happened? The kick was short. You kept riding with Kirk Cousins, even though everybody could see it was time to go to Michael Penix. It was time. That Chargers game that Kirk Cousins threw away is going to cost us a chance at the playoffs. That's the game. Because the defense held the Chargers to 10 points that game. And Kirk Cousins threw a pick 6 to make us lose 17-10. Like, at this point, dog, like, I hate to say this, my man. I don't know. So I'm not going to say they should let you go. But I don't understand.
No, they already announced they are.
They are?
Yeah,
huh?
They already announced.
Not Kirk.
Oh, okay, I was about to say.
Raheem. I was like, not yet. No.
Oh.
You wait
I was
till
about to say,
Monday
dang.
for that if you don't do it.
I thought you were talking about Kirk. I was saying Kirk. No, Kirk. They already not leaving Kirk.
So
gone.
at this point, Raheem, your clock management was terrible, and you truly cost us a season that was quite promising after 10 weeks.
All right.
So let me just add, or first of all, shout out to Raheem Morris. I replaced Raheem at Cornell University.
Oh, wow.
No, wow.
Okay.
I was the DB
Wow.
coach after him. Great dude, right? Really good players coach. The thing that people don't realize in those critical moments, usually there's somebody assigned clock management, and you're talking to your core offensive coordinator or defensive coordinators. So somebody's in your ear, and usually the head coach is like, should I call the timeout? When should I call the timeout? And there's actually a book about this thick, about 3-4 inches thick, that has all this situational football that these dudes pay like $10,000 a year for, right?
Wow.
You get weekly reports and updates. I think it's called CAI. So there's a book, and you have a book that they're up there looking at how to manage the clock. Mm-hmm. The problem with all of that, right, and all of the data analytics is it takes out the feel of the game. So, like, you got somebody saying, call timeout, don't call timeout, you should do this, you should do that.
Right.
Instead of just being like, man, there's this much time on the clock, timeout. We got the timeout. And just like you said, just call it right now.
Right there, as soon as you catch it.
But usually you have somebody in your ear telling you, don't call timeout, or call timeout with this many timeouts. And 50% of the time, 75% of the time, that's right. But there is a huge percentage where you just need to be like, nah. Like, I see it. I need to call a timeout. We're not getting up off the ball. Because the data analytics doesn't take all of that into consideration. It's just raw numbers. You know what I mean?
That's fair.
So
I feel like that's why Mike Tomlin always looks at the scoreboard.
always.
Mike Tomlin, if you notice, bro, he's
He
always
never watched the game. He's
he's
looking up at
always
the scoreboard.
At the scoreboard. He's like,
Dog, y'all don't understand, bro. That was 45 seconds. And we really only needed 10 more yards, and Patterson hits that field goal. Because it was just short. He hit it right down the middle. It was just short. That's valuable time that we let go. And we couldn't afford to lose a game. We just couldn't.
Dallas,
Yeah.
Flurbers knows. Even Flurs, because Dallas ex-head coach.
Dog, another.
Time management has been a bad
Hey,
thing.
here's the other thing.
It's all right, Wes.
Look.
It's okay, Wes.
Wes, it's okay. We gave up 45 points to the Giants this weekend.
No, that was bad, man. That was really bad. I'm not gonna lie to you. That was bad.
Giants, bro. Hey, but guess what? I won the fantasy, so you
You
know
did.
what I'm saying. hey, man, look,
Congrats.
you know what I'm saying. First season, you know what I'm saying. As a champion, I love it. You know, it's kind of crazy, but I love it.
I mean, hey, man. The San Francisco 49ers defense, shout out to you for being terrible. Because Everest Lions players just went absolutely
Shout out
nuts
Jameer
Monday
Gibbs,
night.
man. Shout out Jameson Williams.
That
Shout out
was wild.
Jamar Chase. Shout out Lamar Jackson. Chase Brown, my fantasy team, man. Y'all did y'all thing this season.
Well,
I didn't think he was
Y'all
going to
did
win
y'all
that
thing
one.
this season.
did your thing.
Hey, man, I'm a champ. You know what I'm saying?
He
So-
did win.
So,
He did win.
are you done with your enough is enough?
Unfortunately.
All right. So for me,
This is disheartening.
we're switching gears to baseball. So my enough is enough list edition is Dana Brown, the GM of the Houston Astros. We need to have a conversation about two things. One, Kyle Tucker. Now I understand why you would trade Kyle Tucker because Juan Soto just signed 15 for $765.
Yeah.
He set an entirely different atmosphere
Correct.
for what right fielders get. So I understand, but why that trade? The Phillies reportedly had an offer for Castellanos and Alec Baum for Kyle Tucker. That would have took care of everything right there because then if Bregman walks, which is going to get to my next point, we at least have Alec Baum. I'm not saying Alec Baum is Alex Bregman,
Serviceable.
but it's serviceable. I can deal with that.
Right.
I actually like Alec Baum. I think
Yeah.
in the next couple of years he could be like Bregman, but you know.
But terrible trade. That's number one. Number two, all Alex Bregman wants is just an additional year. That's all
Yeah.
he wants. The money's there. Just give the man the additional year. And this man will refuse to give him the additional year. He does not believe in giving a
Long-term contracts.
long-term deals. Just get like the man is a two-time champ. He's been here the whole time. Just give the man the extra year. It's not about the money. Just give him what he wants.
So we turn into the Oakland A's now?
What? So you wouldn't give Alex Bregman that
No, I'm
extra
saying
year?
like from the Moneyball perspective.
Money
Like we
ball,
be in the,
yeah,
the
money
Oakland
ball.
A's or something?
Money ball,
What are
money
you
ball.
doing?
If he lets Alex Bregman walk for nothing, that's just gonna be.
That's what's gonna happen.
Oh no, it is.
That's what's gonna happen.
I would say within the next couple of weeks, Alex Bregman is gone,
He's
and
not
it looks
coming
like he's
back.
probably gonna go to Detroit.
Yeah.
As long as he don't go to the Yankees, I don't care. But shame on you.
The Yankees
Shame
are-
on you
the
for not
Yankees-
giving him that
Yankees
extra
are
year.
loaded, right, bro? They got Bellinger over there now.
They got Bellinger. That man. But shame on you. You're on the enough is enough because of the way how you handle Kyle Tucker and potentially how you're going to handle Alex Bregman. Just
I don't like
Dumb.
how he's handling the pitching rotation. if you
and
ask me
we still don't have a
personally.
pitcher. So or a
That's
legit
the worst
pitcher.
part about it.
Hey, man.
So Astros looks like our window is closed.
Oh yeah. Because the
Hopefully-
Royals are only getting
The
better.
Royals are getting better. Nobody's catching the Yankees at this point.
Nope.
So
Oh,
yeah.
it was fun while it lasted.
Yeah.
They just won. They just won the World Series. Huh?
The
Dodgers
Dodgers.
won.
Dodgers won. Yeah. that's right.
Dodgers won.
And I don't see the Dodgers.
Yeah,
not
and
winning
Dodgers just loaded up
another
on
one.
somebody too. So it's like
yeah. Like, where's all this money coming from?
There's no salary cap.
Like,
But-
I get it, but like, damn, like, where's
Baseball's been
all-
around for a long time, so their money's been around for a
But
long
Juan
time.
Soto, West,
Jeez.
just here 15 for $765.
Yeah.
Hey, the Mets are gonna be a problem next season.
Yeah, the Mets got red hot at the end of the year too.
Pete's still there, yeah. Francisco Lindor.
What's that catcher name? Oh my God, he's a good hitter too. Bro.
I know God damn, I can't.
Francisco Alvarez.
Alvarez,
Is it Alvarez? Is something like that.
And then you got Edwin Diaz still throwing that thing. So yeah, I don't know, but that was my addition because it's just getting out of hand at this point.
I'm not mad at your addition.
At least we got a first baseman though, a somewhat decent one. I'll take it. Compared to Christian Walker,
yeah, he's really
I'll take
good.
it. Compared to what we've had, I'll take it.
It's fine. It's just we're gonna run into the same issue.
Pitching.
I've been like, we need to address pitching desperately. Okay, we'll see.
But did you have anything else?
Man, my enough is enough list is too filled up right now. I will explode because Gus Bradley and that defense with 45 points to the Giants is ridiculous, dude. Like Drew Lock,
Drew Lock, 45
dimes,
bro. Malik Neighbors with a broken toe, like still out there
going crazy.
Like, come on, like. At what point are you just gonna run like cover 4 and just not let nobody get behind you?
I mean, isn't that what Arizona State did? But
no, that was not cover 4. That was like cover 1, and he still got beat. The guy ran a post from the slot route, and it was over the top.
It was right to him.
Hey man, sometimes people make plays. It just kind of is what it is.
No, my thing is, as a safety, like, you have one receiver out there. Like, who else are you looking at? Like, why are you eyes in the backfield? Like, you have one receiver. They only have 10
one
yards.
Job. One job.
10 yards to go. They're not running this ball. So, get your eyes on that receiver out there and back up. Like,
hey, man.
And I was telling, it's crazy. We was watching the game. I was watching the game with JC. He was at my house at the time. And he was like, yeah, man, right now, I think I would just send like 6 or 7. I was like, no. You send 6 or 7 right now, man, you're going to get cooked. Yeah.
You're going to get cooked.
Like, right now, you just need to send – you can send 3. Mm-hmm. Put everybody else on the 10-yard line.
Make him throw the ball.
And make him throw over your head. And if
he did throw over your head.
Yeah.
No, but with coverage.
Yes.
Obviously, with coverage over your head. Like, I'm cover 4 across the board. I'm rushing 3. Like, you got 10 yards to get, and I'll win this game.
I mean, see, you sit back, play coverage, or you sit in the house, and they did neither one. So
they did sit in the house.
They just didn't get there.
Yeah, they didn't get there.
If you sit in the house, they got to get there.
They sent 7 people on that drive. Like,
you couldn't expect anybody to guard in your secondary like that at that point.
I know.
I wouldn't expose the secondary.
Golden
was getting off.
He was already going off.
He was getting off.
So, like, why are you going to leave this man in one-on-one coverage if he's already going crazy?
Yeah.
Like,
no.
Man, that was crazy.
It'd be like that.
Next week should be fun.
As a DB coach, I'll probably be lighting that DB up. Like, when he gets to the sideline, just know.
At that point, like, you're not really helping anything because he has to go right back out there if you fully just undress him. He does have to go back out there.
You light him up. He's still got to go out there. But
he walking out there with his head down. It's just be a sad sight.
And then they go after him again.
Oh,
what? And then they're going to pick on him again.
Hey, who was doing that to Riley Moss this week? Mm. Oh, the Bengals. Oh, my God. They was picking on Riley Moss so bad in that Saturday night game. I said, T. Higgins. Jesus Christ. He just let him on.
Crazy. Well, yesterday, Boise State, Penn State kept picking on the one safety, Benefield. Mm-hmm. They was lighting him up. They got him one-on-one about 6 times with that tight end. It was
couldn't do nothing.
Tyler Warren, he
couldn't do nothing more.
Nothing with that.
Well, let me tell you guys, I got enough is enough for you guys.
Oh, this is the first time a guest has had
it.
All right.
You guys started talking about, I was like, well, we got to get something off our chest.
Yeah.
First time a guest is enough is enough. I love it.
My enough is enough is transfer portal and NIL.
Oh, okay.
Now, this is a college coach, ladies and gentlemen.
Nah,
so let
definitely.
him. So, yeah.
The reason I say this is twofold. Transfer portal. On the surface is great, right? The kids have autonomy. Mm-hmm. They can do what they need to do. Mm-hmm. But it's bad because they get a lot of bad advice. a lot of people think more of them than what their actual value is. So many kids every year get stuck in the transfer portal and people don't realize once you get in that transfer portal, you just gave up your scholarship. You don't have a scholarship on the other end.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
And I don't have to take you back. I'm probably not taking you back because you just got in the portal, right?
Yeah.
Every now and then there'll be a handful of dudes that can come right back to the same team. But most of the time when you go in that portal, your scholarship is pulled, you're done.
Right.
So if you don't get something else, how you paying for school? If you're on a full ride, if you're Division II, Division III, it's a combination of financial aid.
That's harder to do, right?
That's hard to do, but they do it too, right? So that's part of it. The second part of it with the transfer portal is kids are transferring so much, 2 years here, 1 year there, 1 year there. What's your college? Are you getting a college degree?
Right.
Are you graduating? And what is university studies that they stick you in to get you a degree? So if you don't make the league and you show up to get a job and you say, I have a degree, and you tell them university studies, everybody going to go, what is that?
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Can you explain that? So that's that part of it. NIL, I love it that kids are finally getting paid. But again, people overvalue themselves, and there are street agents out there who are getting to these kids and telling them, get in the portal, I can get you more money someplace else. And
Ruining their careers.
ruining their careers because they could be straight out lying, and the street agents are taking 15% of the money, where the NFL only takes 3%. So think about this: if you're promised 100,000, well, street agent get 15 off the top. The government gets 25 off the original number. Right now, you done been cut in half, and that's off 100,000. If you're only getting 50 or 30, like when you're all said and done, it's gone.
It's gone.
Right, and then everybody got their hand out at the crib, so it's really gone. So you have no money. So I just think that there has to be a better way. Unfortunately, the NCAA has been sued so many times that they finally said, y'all deal with it. Y'all figure it out. And we're seeing the results of it. And, yes, there are guys who get $10 million like the quarterback at Michigan. But there's also guys out there, they call it the NIL deal, and they're getting
$10 million.
They're getting hamburgers from Wendy's. That's their NIL deal.
Right.
You get a free meal a week just so they can say they have an NIL deal. So it's not fair across the board. I don't think it ever should be because we're in a capitalistic society. But at the same time, enough is enough. It's killing college football.
Enough is enough, man.
Enough is enough.
And man, at that point, we can just end it right there. That
was a good one.
That's it, man. Well, shout out to our guests, man, pulling up on us, man. That really means a lot. So, I mean, Ev, you can close us out, my brother.
Hey, man. Hey, good to go. Man, Pacers won tonight. That's what I love to hear. You know what I'm saying? I'm a fantasy championship.
Nobody cares about
the
Pacers.
I do.
Jeez.
I do.
So, all right, man. Thank you.
But it's good having us guests. We have Coach Wilcher here on live with us tonight on the Midweeks Athletes Podcast. I'm Ev.
Evan.
West.
And Coach. Appreciate
We
y'all.
out.
We out.